What's up guys, my name is Brock, you're watching The Modest Man, and today we're talking about leather bags. Okay, just like with every fashion accessory, us guys have a lot of choices when it comes to leather bags. And whether you're buying a briefcase or a satchel or a weekend bag or a duffel bag like this one, there are thousands of brands to choose from, different styles, different price points, and of course you want to make sure that you get something that you love and you get something that's worth your money. So how do you know what to buy? You know, which one is the right bag for you? How do you know if you're buying something that's valuable and it's worth your money? So we're going to talk about specifically what to look for when you're evaluating a leather bag that you might buy. But first I want to tell you two quick things. Number one, with clothing and accessories, I believe that you should buy the highest quality you can afford at the time. So, you shouldn't go into credit card debt for a duffel bag, but I also don't believe that you should skimp on these things, especially with leather goods, because for the most part, you get what you pay for. Now, the cheap stuff is gonna fall apart, it's gonna have to be replaced. You're gonna end up spending as much or more in the long run, and it's never gonna feel or look as good as the more expensive stuff. The high quality stuff, on the other hand, could last for years or even a lifetime. Okay, and point number two, this video is sponsored by Le David. They made this bag that I'm gonna use as an example throughout the video of high quality materials and craftsmanship. I've had a lot of leather bags and I've got to evaluate and review a lot of different brands, and I can honestly say that I can't think of a better bag to use as an example of quality for this video. And to be upfront, I do really like this particular bag, and having gotten to know the founder of this company, it's a brand that I feel really good supporting. But the principles I'm gonna talk about in this video apply to any leather bag that you might purchase. Okay, so what should you look for in a leather bag? Obviously, the leather is one of the most important components. That's what the bag is made from. But I wanna talk first about the hardware. And the hardware is all of the metal stuff. It's the zippers and the clasps and all of the metal components on your bag. Looking at the hardware is kind of like a shortcut. It's kind of like a very quick way to evaluate the overall quality of your bag. If a manufacturer skimped on the hardware, they probably skimped elsewhere, like on the leather and on the construction, on the manufacturing. But if they spent extra money on high quality hardware, well, they probably spent extra money on high quality leather and high quality craftsmanship. In fact, it's very, very rare to find a bag that has premium quality hardware and low quality leather. It just wouldn't really make sense. So that's why it's always a good idea to look at the hardware first when you're evaluating a bag that you might want to buy. One easy way to do this is to look at the zippers. So when a brand decides to make a bag, they don't create their zippers from scratch. They buy them from a zipper manufacturer. And of course, there are tons of zipper manufacturers to choose from at all different price points. So you wanna ask, okay, which zippers did this manufacturer choose? And the cool thing is most zippers actually have their manufacturer, their brand, stamped or embossed right on the zipper itself. So you might have noticed on some leather bags or some leather jackets that you own, on the zipper it says YKK. YKK is a very popular zipper manufacturer. They make really nice zippers actually. They're really popular because they offer a lot of value. So they offer pretty high quality zippers for the price. Riri zippers, like the ones used on this bag, are even better than YKK zippers. Riri is a Swiss manufacturer. They've been making zippers since 1936, and they're generally considered the Cadillac of zippers. And it's not just marketing hype. I mean, I've done some research, and even on like hardcore leatherworking forums online, Riri zippers are generally regarded as the best of the best. Now, they're certainly not the cheapest, which is why you don't see them as often as other brands like YKK. And you can feel the difference when you use them. They're just buttery soft, they don't get stuck, they feel very heavy and durable, and they're not gonna break, which is nice because I think we've all experienced the frustration of a zipper that gets stuck or just breaks completely. Granted, you can look at the other metal components on the bag, like any clasps or buckles, but the point is, look at the hardware first because it's kind of a shortcut. It's a litmus test to check the overall quality of the bag. And of course, we have to talk about the leather. It's often misrepresented by marketers and misunderstood by consumers. So let's talk about leather. You want to buy a bag that's made from 100% full grain leather. Full grain leather is made from the best and most expensive part of the hide. It's going to look and feel better than cheap, low quality leather, and it's gonna age beautifully. Now, at all costs, you want to avoid genuine leather. Genuine leather, technically speaking, is barely even leather. To use an appropriate metaphor, genuine leather is like ground beef, while full grain leather is like the fillet. The fact that it's called genuine leather has to be one of the most misleading marketing schemes, or genius, depending on how you look at it. It's kind of like when you buy a cheap piece of furniture and it's made from particle board or pressed board. That's genuine leather. Full grain leather, on the other hand, is like solid wood. And like high quality wood, full grain leather is just gonna get better with time. It's gonna age very gracefully. It's gonna be sturdy and durable. Genuine leather, on the other hand, is going to crack and tear, and it's just gonna get worse and worse the more you use it. Now, any brand that uses high quality leather is going to boast about it, and rightfully so, because it's expensive. And this means that on their website or in their marketing materials, they're gonna tell you where they bought their leather. For example, Le David gets its leather from 125-year-old German tannery, Heinen Leather. They actually co-created a special type of full grain leather that has water resistant properties and a naturally pebbled look. It's also made in a socially responsible way, which means that workers aren't exposed to harmful chemicals and no water is polluted during the tanning process. Now granted, I'm not saying every leather bag you buy has to come with this level of detail about the leather used, but when you're shopping, you should ask yourself, is this brand transparent about where they get their leather? Are they talking about it? And if they're not, why not? And finally, if it's important to you, find out where the bag was made. Do they list their factories on the website? Do they have pictures of their factories? Do they visit their factories regularly? Do the factories have any certifications that show that they believe in, fair wages and healthy working conditions? And again, not everybody has the luxury to only shop with brands that care about ethical manufacturing and sustainable manufacturing. But if you're able to take these things into consideration, I think that you should. For me, it's definitely not a deal breaker, but it's kind of a bonus if the brand is committed to ethical manufacturing, making products in a way that doesn't harm people or the environment. And that's it. That's what you should look for when you're buying a leather bag. And remember, buy a bag that you love, that's gonna bring you joy every time you use it, and that hopefully will last you many, many years. Don't buy a bag because it's trendy. Don't buy a bag because of the name on the label. Don't buy it just because it's on sale, and don't buy it if you don't really need it. But when you are ready to buy, make sure you buy something that's actually worth your money. All right, guys, that's it. If you have any questions about buying leather bags, let me know down in the comments. If you liked this video and found it helpful, hit that thumbs up button. And until next time, stay stylish.